Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. If this is your first time in my channel, thank you for stopping by and make sure to join this supportive family. And also thank you to my host subscribers for your support. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like and share this video so that YouTube can keep on recommending it to those who may also want to learn from it. Today's video is the cutting and the sewing of this off-shoulder wrap top you see me wearing. Let's get into it. Welcome again, soulmates. So these are the materials that will be needed for today's tutorial. So here with me I have this elastic which I'll be using for the sleeve, and I also have this fabric which is African print, also known as Ankara. So I have 2.5 yards of it right here, but I'm actually going to be using 2 yards. Yes, you are going to be using 2 yards because of the puffy sleeve. So you can actually use any fabric of your choice. And here are the measurements needed for this tutorial. The top length, the round bust, round waist, off shoulder, neck width, sleeve length, round sleeve. So the first thing to do is for you to go ahead and fold your fabric into two like so. So we are going to be cutting the back first of all. So I folded my fabric into two, and you can see the borders is at the top of the fabric. So you're just going to go ahead and rule out your starting point like so. So just go ahead and rule out your starting line. So from that starting line, go down by 1 inch, as you can see me doing. So this is going to serve as the hem at the top of the back. Then I'm just going to connect the lines like this. I thought the white chalk was not visible enough, so I decided to change the color of the chalk, but I discovered it was even worse than that of the white chalk. So right at that line, just go down by 5 inches. You can go down by 6 inches for the off shoulder, or you can go up by 4 inches. So but I'm going to go down by 5 inches. So placing that 5 inches on that line, I came down by my armhole length, which is 8 inches. So if your armhole length is 7 inches, go ahead and come down by 7 inches. And also for the length of the top, I came down by 20 inches and I added 1 inch stitching allowance to it, making 21 inches. So that is how long I want this top to be. So right at this center back, I'm just going to go in by 5 inches, which is going to be the neck width. So if you are of the bigger size, you can go in by 6 inches, then add your ½ inch stitching allowance. So right at the armhole length, I'm just going to divide my bust by 4, then add 1 inch stitching allowance to it. Now coming down to the top length, I'm just going to divide my waist measurement by 4, place it right there. Then I'm going to add 1 inch for that because the back is going to have a dart. Then 1 inch stitching allowance. So go ahead and connect the points together like this. So go ahead and curve out your armhole from the neck width to the armhole length. Then you go ahead and cut it out. So after cutting, guys, you can see what we have right here. You can see it. And now you can see that the border is at the top, so we are going to be cutting off this border. So after cutting off the border, we are left with the 1 inch we came down. So go ahead and fold in that 1 inch like so. So just fold it in like this. So after folding it in, just go ahead and cut off the armhole. So guys, after cutting off the armhole, you can see how the back is looking like. Then fold the back again like this. We are going to be using it to cut out the front. So for the front, I went ahead to fold in another fabric again like this. The folding should be bigger than that of the back. Then I went ahead to rule out my starting line. So on that starting line, I placed the back piece on it like this. You can see what I'm doing. So just place the back piece on the fabric you folded for the front. And you can also see the side back. So you can see the center back. So make sure everything is aligned properly. Then go ahead and cut out the top length. So after cutting out the top length, then trace out the side like this. And also the starting line we rule out initially, cut it out. So after cutting out, you can see what it looks like. I said the fabric you folded should be bigger than that of the back because it's going to have a wrap. You're going to leave about 8 to 10 inches away from the center back. And also to determine the amount of space to leave, you can also go ahead and measure what you have right here. So what I had was 10 inches. Then I subtracted 1 inch, which is going to serve as the dart at the back. Then I was left with 9 inches. So at that point, I went up by 3 inches. So you can see what I'm doing. Coming to the armhole, I'm just going to go in by 1 inch. So just go ahead and curve it this way. But on my own part, I don't want my cleavage to show that much. So what I did from the top at the side back, I went down to my armhole length. You can actually go down to your bust point if you want your cleavage to reveal much, but I don't want my cleavage to reveal much. So what I did, I used that 4 I had from the top to the armhole as a guide. Then I placed it close to the center back. Then you can see the point I made there. So all these points, I'm just going to be connecting them together with my pattern master. So if you like, you can use your free hand to connect them together like this, but I prefer using the pattern master. So after connecting them, you can see what we have. So you can see that point right there. I'm still going to roll out the armhole line for more clarity. So you can see the armhole line, I've ruled it out. So what I said initially, you can also go down up to your bust point if you want your cleavage to reveal much. So then go ahead and cut this out. So guys, after cutting it out, these are the 2 pieces for the front. And this is also the back piece. So you can see what it looks like. Let's keep it aside and work on the sleeve. So for the sleeve, I went ahead to cut out 2 pieces on fold. This is going to serve as the both sleeves. So the length is 22.5 and the width is 18 inches on fold. You can actually make the length of the sleeve to be longer than mine, but that is how long I want the sleeve to be, 22.5. So coming to the hem of the sleeve, I'm just going to be folding it in like so. This is the top. I'm going to be folding the top. So this is the front piece. So you're also going to be folding the center front in like this towards the wrong side. So just go ahead and fold it in towards the wrong side and stitch it down up to this point. So I'm also coming to the back piece. I'm also going to be folding the top like this. Fold it and stitch it down. But the hem, you're just going to leave it open. No need of folding it yet. So after folding the center front, this is what it looks like. I've also gone ahead to fold in the top of the back, so you can see how it's looking like. Like I said earlier, the back is going to have a dart. So to achieve that, you're just going to fold your fabric into two like this. So coming to the center back, I'm just going to go in by my bust span. So my bust span is 3.5 inches. Then I added ½ inch sewing allowance to it. So still placing my 5 inches I off initially. Then I went down to my armhole length, which is 8 inches. So you can see what I'm doing. So the dart is actually going to stop at my armhole length because this is the back piece. So if it's the front piece, your dart is actually going to stop at your bust point. Then I went in by ½ inch and I came out by ½ inch at both sides. Then I connected the lines like this. So you can see what we have right here. Now to stitch up this dart, what you are going to do is you are just going to be picking the ½ inch you took at both sides. You are just going to fold it in like this, then stitch it all the way through to that armhole length. You can see what we have right here. So whatsoever you did at that side, you're going to do it to this other side. So coming to the sleeve part, I've gone ahead to fold the down of the sleeve and also the top of the sleeve. So I did it on the both sleeves, so you can see right here. So then go ahead and fold your sleeves like this. So fold it in a way that the wrong side will be facing towards you. So you can see what we have. So at the open side, I'm just going to be placing my back bodies on it like this. So to place your back bodies, make sure it's a bit slant like this. The top of the bodies should match up with the top of the sleeve, right as you see me doing like this. So don't keep it straight, you keep it slant like this. Go ahead and cut out the armhole. The reason why we are doing this is for the sleeve to be able to sit properly. on the bodice. So right at the top, I'm just going to insert my elastic. And to cut out your elastic, you know we off 5 inches. So 5 inches times 2, making 10 inches, that is for the front and the back. So that 10 inches, I subtracted just 1 inch. And what I have right there is 9 inches. So that is how long the elastic is going to be, 9 inches. Then I took my safety pin, I inserted it into the elastic casing I did earlier. So you can see me doing. So just go ahead and insert your elastic through the elastic casing like the way you see me doing, like this. You can see that at this end, you need to secure it with pin so that it will not go all the way through and you will have to start all over again. So just go ahead and secure it with your pin. Then you take the elastic all the way through to this other end. So when you get to this other end, you're also going to secure it with your pin. Then stitch it right there. You're also going to make a stitch right there. So this is how it's going to look. So to place our elastic band for the ruffles at the sleeve, so what you're going to do is you're just going to go up by 4 inches. So you know this, my sleeve is not long enough, so that is why I'm going up by 4 inches. But if you are making a very long sleeve like the one on the thumbnail, I will advise you go up by 6 inches. On this line, you are just going to place your elastic like this. Then I have to pin it down like so. So as you stitch, you go ahead and pull the elastic to give us that gathering effect. So just go ahead and pull the elastic like so. You can see what we have already. Pull and sew on the elastic. You are going to stitch on the elastic. So as you pull, you stitch on the elastic. So let me go and do it. So guys, you can see what the sleeve is looking like. You can see the inside and you can also see the outside of the sleeve. So you can see that this sleeve is not long enough. That is how long I want my sleeve to be. So your own sleeve can actually be longer than mine. So at the back piece, you can see I've gone ahead to sew down the darts. You can see what it's looking like. So right now I'm just going to bring in the front piece and I will be placing it right side facing each other and making sure that the side aligns together and also at the top and the armhole area. So you are just going to be placing this carefully and making sure everything aligns together. So you can see what we have right here. So at this part, so I'm just going to be stitching it down by 1 inch. So I'm just going to be stitching it down by 1 inch also. So coming to the sleeve part, I'm also going to be folding my sleeve like this. So towards the wrong side, I'm going to be stitching it down by 1 inch. So go ahead and join your sleeve by 1 inch. So guys, after stitching, you can see what we have. I've gone ahead to stitch up the sleeves with 1 inch. So you can see what we have. So look at what the top of it looks like. So coming to the bodies, I've gone ahead to stitch it up at 1 inch, and when I open it up, this is what it's going to look like. You can see how neat this is. So right now it's time for us to attach our sleeve to our top. So what you are going to do is you are going to be bringing the side seam of the top. You're going to align it together with the side seam of the sleeve. So you can see what I'm doing. Right side facing, side seam to side seam, and right side facing. Then after that, you are going to make sure everything is aligned together. Then you just go ahead and pin it up. So you can see me pinning it up. So make sure the top of the sleeve align properly with the top of the back. So you can see what I'm trying to do, making sure that everything aligns properly. Then you just go ahead and pin it down like this. So coming to the other side like this, you're also going to be making sure that the sleeve aligns properly with the front. So make sure the top of the sleeve aligns properly with the top of the front. You can see what I'm doing. Then go ahead and pin it down. So after pinning, guys, you can see what is already looking like. I've not yet stitched on it. I just hold it down with my pin. You can see what we are having already. So I'm also going to be doing the same thing I did for this other sleeve. I'll be doing it on this one. So just align everything seam to seam, right side facing. I'm making sure that the top of the back aligns together with the top of the sleeve. Then turning it to this other part, still making sure that everything aligns properly. The top of the sleeve aligns properly with the top of the front. Then you're going to pin it down. So after pinning, guys, you can see what the two sleeves is looking like. I've not stitched it yet, but you can still see what it's looking like. So let me just go ahead and stitch them down. So guys, you can see how beautiful our top is now looking. I've gone ahead to stitch up the sleeves. You can see how beautiful this is coming out. So the next thing for us to do is we are just going to be folding the down part of the top like this. So just go ahead and fold in the down part of the top, round up to that other end. So this is the fabric I cut out for the rope. Then the length of this rope is going to be 4 inches and the wideness is 41 inches. So that is how long I want it to be. I cut out 2 pieces of it. So I'm just going to be stitching up this rope like this at the wrong side. You can see me demonstrating right here. So just go ahead and fold it like this. Stitch up this end all the way through. to this other end. So this other end, you're going to leave it open. So you are going to stitch up one end and leave the other end open. So after stitching, guys, I'm going to be turning it out to the right side. So just go ahead and turn it out to the right side. As you can see me doing. So after turning it out, you can see what it's looking already. You can see what it's looking already. You can see. So I've also gone ahead to hem the bottom part of this top. So it's time for us to attach the rope to the top. So at this part is where we are going to be attaching the rope. So we're just going to bring this rope and place it like this. Then you stitch it up. But firstly, I'll be holding it down with my pin. So I will head it up with my pin just to show you guys how it's going to look like. Then after that, you top stitch on it, or you double stitch, whichever one you call it. So I'm also going to be holding it down with my pin again. Then you stitch it up and top stitch on it. So let me quickly do it. So guys, I've gone ahead to attach the rope. You can see what it's looking like. You can see how beautiful this top is already looking. So this is how to wrap it around your waist, just like this. Just going to go around your waist. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you. I so much appreciate your time. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share, like, and comment. Bye. On the pool, talk to you, dripping wet. Nervous when I speak, so I trip on my